So now we're going on to famous people that would have had a reality show. Sorry, would have had a great reality show, but they died before the fad. Who would like to start us off with this one?
I'm gonna go.
Go for it.
I think this would have made such a great reality show, even to this day. Zaza Gabor. Every new season would be a new husband. She had 9.
That's good. How many did she have put to death? Because mine's Henry VIII. Guy had 6 wives. He was king of England, so tons of drama. And people love that English crap now with Queen's Gambit and all that stuff.
You think that they put like 2 wives next to each other in the tower?
One time divorce, first divorce of a king. The king's divorce. That's season 1 right there. Come on.
Guys, can I go with an obvious one?
Okay.
Jesus. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. All the producers would want to try and make like this fun show about all his powers, but it would end up being some boring ass show about carpentry. I just know it. It would be like the original Property Brother or some shit. Right. This is sanding. It's okay.
He's all Bob Ross in it with a saying, "You got to get it down and nice and soft." Because Jesus talked like Bob Ross. He had to.
Of course he did. He had the afro too because he was black. But
what do you guys think about if Chris Farley didn't die but kept partying?
He would have died again, like the week after.
But what a week. Let's get some footage. Bring him back. Dig the. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. We need Beverly Hills Ninja Part 2, bro.
I know. If you could give Chris Farley 9 lives, it would be like he'd just keep popping up in heaven. Like,
I don't think he would have made another year with the 9.
I don't know if it's post-mortem kindness, but I've seen lots of interviews where people say he was just a funny guy all the time. He was always on, like Rodney Dangerfield, which would also be a good pick. Always on, always just spouting something or doing something that was entertaining to people. And if a new person walked in the room, he had to do another thing. It would probably be hours of footage of great stuff.
Have you guys seen his improv videos?
No.
I have a friend. I'm sorry. I have a friend who told me about a Chris Farley sighting. That she saw him in a restaurant, and he was basically just going around. This is a restaurant. It's like a sushi restaurant. So he's just going around the restaurant, asking everyone in the restaurant for whatever kind of drugs they had.
Oh wow!
This is like right before it. So this is like
it's like the Aussie show, but pre-Sharon. Like it was great.
No, he was worse. Like, okay, if you guys ever get a moment, watch his improv videos, like his improv shows. The guy was extremely. God, I don't want to.
You're not about to
badmouth
Chris Farley in front of me, right? I mean, don't do that.
I'm gonna get haunted. No, but he was so energetic to a point where you're like, he is very obviously on drugs. For good God, how did people tolerate being around him for so long? Because the energy he had, when we see his movies,
grams and grams of energy.
Oh my Lord!
Well, exactly, which leads me to Elvis Presley. Now, I know he's got some controversial past, but that would have been a show. The man had shot a TV once, as legend says, because he didn't like what was on. So, get me a new one.
I prefer like a Marlon Brando. Come on. I mean, he's up with Richard.
Marlon Brando. Are we talking pre-towel or just when he walked around in a towel?
You say that would be good.
Marlon Brando was a reality show before it was a thing, though.
For real, dude. How about the Marquis de Sade? How about that?
The only other one that I would say...
I was going to put that one. I just thought it was a little much.
The only other celebrity that I would say, and this is actually a serious good one, would be Oscar Wilde.
Great. Oh, dude. One of my favorite quotes. What is it called? Shit.
It's that
Anyway,
good.
don't ruin life by taking it too seriously, or something
Yeah.
like that. Yes.
Yeah, the reality show would be Resisting Temptation. I
Yeah.
don't know, something like that.
He's one of, he's a hero because he went into court and they said, "You're gay. We can prove it." He goes, "No, I'm not." Won his case, went out, did his thing for a little while, went, "Oh, by the way, I was gay, but fuck you guys."
Yeah.
You know, you're not putting me in the jail for something you shouldn't put me in jail for. And he was that way beforehand.
But wait, didn't David Bowie like juggle between saying he's gay and then saying he's bisexual? Like, I remember he made an announcement that he was gay, but that was with his first wife and after having a kid. And then, of course, he married Iman. So, like, I actually would prefer seeing a David show. Like, that would have been cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Didn't he, like,
That's what they would
inspire...
have called it, too. Dave. It would have just been... They would have had, like, this clunky-ass music at the beginning. You know, like... Yeah.
Isn't it supposedly because of him that oh my god, I just fucking spaced out. What's his name? Circle of Life singer. Elton John. Okay. Isn't it because of him? Yeah, that Elton John became much more sparkly or something? That's what I read. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I haven't seen the movie.
Interesting magic.
I don't know. I think he designed
because Bowie invented sequins.
the Rocket Man
That's
song
better,
around David Bowie's,
I think he liked Liberace.
Elton John and Liberace are silent influencers of the Bedazzler.
The Bedazzler. Who was the next man?
Yes. Now, I know, hear me out.
Oh, Lord.
I know there was an incident, but before the incident, Jim Jones...
Oh.
Too obscure. We won't go to Wikipedia for this.
No. I know exactly who it is. I know exactly who it is. Like, because I know, like, that would not be anything I wanted to see ever. Like, I mean, I saw the documentary.
I think it would be a bad Tiger King kind of documentary, but a little bit more severe.
A little bit more severe?
Oh my god!
What Kool-Aid are you on, Dan?
I was gonna say, like, it's just,
Guys, you're making me thirsty.
It's yeah. That one was. I was a kid, but I remember, just people talking about it. People who had, relatively first, and I was in Alabama, but that tent revival movement. And then there was a documentary on, gosh, that was, I don't know, 10 years ago, and it was just, I was sad for months, like, because it was just so no reality, no interest, no nothing.
How about a Genghis Khan reality show?
I can't stand that there's a rapper named himself Jim Jones. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I don't. There's. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's a stage name. He picked that name. I thought he was actually born with that name. Oh.
His parents were anti-hippies.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Jim Jones out there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds, it sounds like a common name. It sounds a little more. I have a very obscure reference that would be a great reality show if anybody knows of Diogenes.
Oh, yeah. For the record, Jim Jones, the rapper, is Joseph Guillermo. Is what his name.
Joseph Guillermo.
He has a Hispanic last name.
That's a cooler name. That's a cooler name than
He could be Cuban. He could, he could actually be Hispanic. That's my guess. Oh no, I take that back. I take that back. I'm wrong. He's Joseph Guillermo Jones, so he just changed the first name.
So it is his name.
It is
Joe Jones.
Oh,
Joe Jones to Jim Jones.
Well, Joe Jones to Jim Jones.
Yeah, Joe Jim Jones.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Ed, Keith, any knowledge of Diogenes?
Any
No,
what?
I skipped that class like every day.
Okay. We'll keep this brief. He was the Greek philosopher / one of the original edgelords. He used to he lived out in the word cynic comes from him, which is derived from canine, and or some canid kind of thing. And he used to live in just the outdoors, smell like hell. He would actually do certain things in public and say, "What? I'm just relieving a need." He was basically the Gigi Allen of his time. But one of my favorite things ever, the stories of him, is that Alexander the Great was intrigued with him because he didn't want to have anything. And Alexander the Great came up to him and he said, if I could give you anything, what do you want? And Diogenes looked at him and says, "Can you get out of my sun?"
See, now this is shocking to me because you're like quoting ancient history. And when I look at you and Stefan, you guys look like two dudes that went into the GED test planning to just cheat off each other and pass. And
And
this is how we do
And-
Vegas, man.
I was saying, and for our viewers, besides Nick Craft Crew, sorry, Nick, Gigi Allen is who?
Gigi Allen. Oh, Gigi Allen was one of the worst. If
He's
you
the
look at
modern day Timothy Jones.
I have him on the list, and I scratched him out, and I said, "Nope, I'm not going to go there with this one."
Yeah.
No, and here's the thing, I looked him up already. They actually named him Jesus Christ Allen. Is his name that he was born?
Jesus.
Like, yeah,
That's what. Yeah,
That's a lot for a kid to live up to. I could understand the pressure that came down upon him that led him to be a person on the Springer Show with a really great, showing.
So